Good evening and welcome to Daily Red Devil for all of your latest Manchester United transfer news and talk. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope everyone has had a good day. We are, of course, back with another show this evening, bringing you all of the latest Manchester United news. Massive show to bring you actually tonight. There's so much to talk about. We're going to be talking a bit about Anthony Martial with a story coming out earlier on today saying that apparently multiple clubs are looking to buy Martial in the January window. So, of course, we'll be breaking that down. We'll also be talking a bit about Man United's attempt to sign a new striker in the January window. Lots of other stuff to get into on the show as well this evening. As always, I invite you to have your say on all things Manchester United in the comment section below. And I ask one small favour before we start today's show. Please do smash a like on the video. It doesn't cost any money. It's completely free. Let's try and see 200 likes on today's video. So make sure you go and do that right now. And if this is your first time watching, why not like the video? Sorry, not like the video. Why don't you subscribe as well? Why not? Doesn't cost any money. Really helps the channel. So yeah, do that if you're in a position to support. And let's get straight on into it then, shall we? Let's start off with the story about the striker. Then let's start on Anthony Martial. Now, this story broke a couple of hours ago from a couple of different journalists over in Turkey. And the headline is this, that apparently Fenerbahce have made a €7 million bid to Manchester United to sign Anthony Martial now. What does everybody think about that? €7 million for Martial. What's that in pounds? Let me just do the conversion. Obviously, I'm based in England, so it's about £6 million. I'll be honest, right? If we could get €7 million for Anthony Martial, I would literally take that in a heartbeat. I really, really would. I know it's not a hell of a lot of money, but with 6 months left on his contract, he could effectively leave for free in the summer anyway. So if you were able to get £6 million or €7 million today for Anthony Martial, I would take it 100%. I would even, to be honest, let him go for free in this window, because the amount of money that we'd save from not having to pay him for the rest of this season, he's on £250k a week, right? 6 more months in the season. He's owed about £6.5 million. Now, the only thing that really questions this story for me is Fenerbahce obviously aren't going to be able to pay Anthony Martial anywhere near the type of money Manchester United are. They really aren't, you know. Manchester United, no one's going to pay him £250k a week. That's ridiculous. It really, really is. If you look at Fenerbahce's highest earning player is Fred, who obviously was at United before, and he is on 100,000 a week. So if he was going to go to Fenerbahce, he would be getting almost, less than half of what he's earning at Man United. So what I think would actually have to happen here is, say we got €7 million, Man United would probably have to give some of that money to Anthony Martial to kind of make up for the difference in the salary he'd receive at Fenerbahce. But I would still take it, if we got €7 million and we maybe had to pay off Anthony Martial a couple of €1 million, I think it would be worth it for everybody. I think it would allow us to move forward and to try and get a new striker now, because that's what we need. Anthony Martial doesn't contribute. He doesn't really seem to play. He seems to be either injured or ill every time we rely on him. And I think now's the time to move him on. So if this Fenerbahce bid is actually 100% real, which 2 or 3 different journalists over in Turkey are saying it is real, it is true, then you've got to do this deal. You do. But what I want you guys to let me know in the comment section is, how much do you think is a fair price for Anthony Martial? Like, what would you accept? If I said to you now, Anthony Martial is going to go on a permanent deal, how much money would you ask for? Let me know in the comment section. For me, as I said earlier on in the video, I would happily let him go for nothing if it meant clearing his wages, because I genuinely don't think he contributes anything, and I'm not going to sit here and say he's a disgrace or any of that stuff. Like, at one point, he was one of my favourite players for Man United. I really, really liked Anthony Martial, for the first couple of seasons. I thought he was quality. And if you actually look at his stats, like, over his 7 or 8 year career at Manchester United, he has contributed quite a lot. I think he's got nearly 100 goals and about 50 assists in 300 matches. So, over a 300 game career, he's averaged a goal or an assist every other game, which, that is not bad. It's not bad at all. So I'm not going to sit here and say, I hate Anthony Martial, it's a disgrace, because I don't really feel like that about him. I just feel that he never should have got the new contract that he got 2 years ago. He's been here for too long, and we need to move these players on, and we need to try and get a bit of a resale value. We had our opportunity to sell him 2 or 3 years ago, and we decided not to. We loaned him out to Sevilla. That didn't work. And now he's still here at United. He's going to leave for free in 6 months anyway. Just, move him on. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Maybe there's some of you who think Anthony Martial should stay at the club. Let me know. Maybe you do. Welcome everybody who's just joined in the last couple of minutes. I hope everyone is doing well this evening. I've set a target of 200 likes for today's video. The more people who like the video, the more people who will be shown this. That's how YouTube's algorithm works. So please do me a small favor and smash a like on the video right now, and let's bring more people into this channel and into this community. Right, let's move over to Jadon Sancho. Jadon was expected to be in Marbella today. Borussia Dortmund have their winter training camp starting today. For some reason, he didn't go. There's people on Twitter saying, "Oh, he was up too late playing FIFA." There's always people having a laugh on Twitter, isn't there? And it is quite funny at points. But from what I'm hearing this afternoon, the deal will happen, but it won't be confirmed today. A couple of different journalists have said that the main structure of the deal is in place, but there are still a few key details that need to be resolved. I'm just hoping that there's some sort of buy clause in this contract, because I really, really hope that, Jadon Sancho is moved on. And I think that a loan, if it works, as I've said to you before, if a loan works and in the summer you've got him worth more money than he is now, great. But I think in hindsight, the most likely outcome is that he goes to Dortmund. He probably plays okay, and then Dortmund say, we don't want him, and they send him back. That's probably what's going to happen. Whereas if there's some sort of buy clause in the contract, it makes it a little bit more appealing from, a Manchester United's perspective. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think Manchester United should keep Jadon Sancho? Right. Let me do a poll. I'm just going to get a poll set up for you guys quickly. Let's do this. Okay, so the question for this part of the show, and you can obviously, if you're watching this back on repeat, you can get involved in the comment section. The question is, has Anthony Martial been a success at Manchester United? Now, I want you to look at the whole 8-year career. He's got 95 goals, 50 assists in 300 matches. He's averaged a goal or an assist every other game. I think we spent about 50 million euros on him. Do you think he's been a success? Obviously, in recent years, he's been an absolute flop, let's be honest. But over the 9-year career, has he been a success? For me personally, I would say no. I just always go back to this, right? When Man United signed him from Monaco back in 2015, there was a Ballon d'Or clause inserted into his contract. Just let that sink in for a minute. Monaco thought he was going to turn into such a good player that they inserted a clause in the deal that said if he won the Ballon d'Or, they'd have to give Monaco X amount of money. Remember that, I'm not saying he's anywhere near the level Mbappe was, but he could have, in theory, followed the path of Mbappe and gone on to be a world-class player. Obviously both from Monaco. It just simply didn't happen for him. It didn't. And I do think over the last 9 years, he has not been a success, to be completely honest with you. Bottom G says, mate, Martial won't go. He doesn't care about the club. He's not going to be available till the summer. He'll get a nice signing on bonus on a free contract and make sure he's fit by not playing for us. I mean, you're probably right, mate, to be honest. You probably are. Will this Fenerbahce deal happen? I don't know. I really don't know anymore. It's so difficult to actually work out what's going to happen with United. If they've got any intention of, showing the fans that they mean business, Manchester United will move him on now. He's clearly not got a future here at Manchester United, so just kind of get rid of him. Right, let's move on to the new striker then. So the story that's coming out this afternoon is that apparently Manchester United will not be signing Eric Choupo-Moting from Bayern Munich. I'm really happy about that. It says United are going to go for a younger striker on loan rather than a permanent deal. So I assume that this rules out Guirassy, because obviously Guirassy would be a permanent deal. If we're going for a younger striker on loan, the current options are either Benjamin Sesko, who's currently at Red Bull Leipzig. Apparently he is available in the January window. Would I go and sign him? I mean, he's a good player. He's someone that Man United really wanted, but he's only got 3 goals in the Bundesliga this season in 13 matches. That's not a very good return. It really isn't. That's like a goal every 4 or 5 games. If I was to say to you, we're going to get Dominic Solanke from Bournemouth, you'd all laugh at me. But Dominic Solanke's got 12 goals in 19 games in the Premier League. So, arguably Dominic Solanke is a better player than Benjamin Sesko. When you think about it, he scored more goals per game in a league that's way harder for a team that are near the bottom, well, have been near the bottom historically. So, like, you know, I mean, even if you look at somebody like Ollie Watkins, you know, another player that if I said United are going to sign Watkins, most people would be a bit like, oh, I don't know. Watkins has got 9 goals and 10 assists in 20 matches. He's averaging a goal or an assist every single game. Like, that's crazy. When you compare that to Benjamin Sesko, who's only got 3 goals in his whole season so far, like, it doesn't really fill me with much confidence. And I personally wouldn't go for him. I don't think he's that good of a player. I think he had his opportunity to come to United and he decided to go to Red Bull Leipzig. And I would take a miss on that one. If I was going to sign anybody in the striker position, I would have probably gone with Guirassy, because I think, you know, he's got 17 goals in the Bundesliga already. He's had a really good season. And if you didn't get Guirassy, I would probably go for Timo Werner on loan, because that just buys us a bit of time. It gives us until the summer to work out what we're really doing. It gives us till the summer to appoint a director of football, to get, you know, Dan Ashworth, Jean-Claude Blanc, Paul Mitchell through the door. And then we can really start to assess things and properly plan the summer window. Because the last thing I would want to do, right, is buy somebody now, give them, you know, a big wage, like a Guirassy, give him maybe 100 grand a week. And then in a year's time, he's just sat on the bench, not playing. And we're saying, oh, that was a stupid decision. We need to be a bit more clever. The season is a write-off. The likelihood of us getting top 4, I would say, is... Let's have a look. Let's have a look at what the bookies are saying for the top 4. Because... I mean, at the moment, Man United are 8th favourite to get to finish top 4. Like, Newcastle are above us, Tottenham are, Aston Villa are, Arsenal are. Like, yeah, I would agree with that, to be completely honest with you. I would. I don't think, you know, Man United will finish in the top 4 this season. And it is what it is, isn't it, you know? But let me know what you guys think. Do you think Manchester United are going to get top 4 this season? And what would you do in the January window? Would you go for a striker, or would you move on? Right, I'm going to wrap the video up there, guys. It was just a shorter show this evening, just to bring you those 2 big bits of news. I hope everyone has a lovely Friday evening, whatever you're getting up to. Thank you so much for joining me on the show this evening. Don't forget to smash a like on the video before you leave. Let's try and see 200 likes on this video today. And make sure to subscribe to the channel if this is your first time watching. This has been Daily Red Devil. Thank you so much to everyone who's joined me, and I'll